Hey guys, this is National Master Sam Copeland, and in this video I'm going to start a Blindfold Blitz series. Mostly me just hanging a bunch of stuff and occasionally maybe getting in some insights or some fun tactics. But since this is my first time, let me briefly explain how Blindfold works. I'm going to be playing in the live chess server on chess.com. I will not be able to see the pieces. I've got the blindfold piece set. You can totally set that yourself. Go into your themes, pick blindfold pieces. You won't see anything. It'll be great. There are a few things I can see. I can see the highlighted last move, just the way that when you're playing with your normal piece set, you see the last move highlighted. I see that. I just don't see any pieces, but I see the squares. So if e2, e4 is played on move 1, I see pawn to e2 and pawn to or the square e2 and the square e4 highlighted. I also can see the move lists. Now it's blitz, so I really basically never refer to it. It's honestly not helpful. The exception is if the highlight happens quickly, maybe I pre-move or something and then I'm confused about what my opponent played last. The move list might help me in those cases, which can be really important because you know, if you're playing a blindfold simul, everyone's really clear about the moves, but the highlights come quick, so you need that check sometimes. The last thing is a little bit cheating, and I try not to use it, but it's something available in the live chess server. When you hover over a piece, you can see your cursor change to indicate there's a piece on that square. So I try not to do that, but it's something you can do in blindfold chess, and that probably is worth 100 points if you are using that in the live chess server. So hopefully when we use a blindfold piece set at some point we'll be able to change that and you wouldn't have that resource. So let's dive in and get a game. I'm going to just seek a new 5-minute game. I got an opponent already, and my opponent's Magnus Carlsen, so this should be fierce. I'm going to go ahead and play pawn e4. I try all kinds of openings, and I'm going to go for pawn f4. So I'm playing the King's Gambit, and my opponent accepts it. Knight f3, because you got to stop queen h4 check here. h5. h5 is not a move in the King's Gambit, so I don't understand that move. g5 is normal. I wonder if my opponent mouse slipped, meaning to play g5. It looks like not, because bishop e7 felt like they meant it. Ah, there's a blunder already. I thought my opponent played bishop e7 because it made much more sense than queen e7, but that's not what he played. The good news is that I'm not losing a piece. I can play queen e2 and pin the queen, but I did lose the e4 pawn. So, unfortunate. Let's see how we can get back in this. So my opponent plays bishop d6. And I'm just going to go ahead and take that. You're not supposed to trade material when you're down, but you're also not supposed to weaken your pawns for no reason. So I'm going to loosen up that c-pawn. My opponent still has a pawn on d7 too. Knight e7. And isn't knight b5 just very strong here? I'm threatening knight takes d6 check, and more importantly knight c7, forking the king and the rook. So the knight's on e7, so d6 is not defended. King f8. I have bishop e2, knight f3, pawn d4. My opponent has knight on a6, some other stuff. I'm going to take on a6. Pawn takes a6. And I'm going to castle. Pawn a5. And let's see if I can make some headaches for my opponent's king. Let's come in with knight e5. Threatening knight g6 and rook takes f7 and knight takes f7, and now he's letting me do knight g6. No, he has the knight on e7. Bummer. It would have been mate too. Let's see. He's not threatening my knight right now. So let me just continue developing. Rook e1. See if he flinches and moves the knight and lets knight g6 check happen. King g8. So now my opponent is threatening the knight. I'm not sure what I want to play here. My position feels good, but I kind of have to cash in. You know what? I just realized I could have played... No. I thought I could play knight g6, check knight takes g6, rook e8, mate last move, but I didn't have everything in position yet. Now I have it, but... So, is this rook... He left his knight on e7 undefended. Can I do something about that? Yes, so let's just go here. Now I'm threatening the rook and I'm threatening the knight on e7. Let's see what he does. I think rook h7 happens, but then I take on e7. And I'm threatening mate on e8 as well. Bishop a6, so he threatens my rook on f1. I think I wanted to take the rook. If he takes the rook on f1, I'm going to play king takes. Or am I? Could play rook takes e7. I really like rook takes e7. Everything's just well placed. There's no chance that he can do something like bishop d3, right? I still have my c-pawn, so he can't go bishop d3 to keep my knight from going to g6. So I just want to retreat the knight to g6, and then I want to play like knight f5 and go after g7. Knight f5 in conjunction with the rook on e7 should be really strong. Okay, so knight g6. Knight f5 is my next move if I can. King h7 doesn't surprise me too much. And I've got to step back. That's okay, now I have two knights to go to f5. So that's nice. Rook b8. I'm going with this knight to f5. He's going to have to play rook g8. So tied down. Now I need to worry about the clock. Yes, rook g8, h4. I want to keep him as bottled as possible. And I think this does that. It's going to be maybe king h8 and rook g7 or something. Or king h8 and pawn to g6. So that doesn't do anything. I don't think. Taking on d7. I think I would just want to play like b3 and c4. Wait. Okay. I have 97 check. Forgot that I got pinned. King back. Rook takes a7. I think I'm going to go back to f5 in a moment. And I'm going back to f5. He needs to go back. I'm going to start marching the c-pawn. And if he goes back to g6, now I take... Yep. Now I fork and I take on g8. So this is a point where I need to see what he does. He goes king h7, I take on g8, and I'm just going to march the c-pawn. I don't know how he stops anything. F5, rook takes g7. Aw, son of a gun. Okay. Knight takes c8. No, I need to march my pawns. King f6. A b4. Knight back. That was not the best way to go after the pawn either. I'm going to lose on time. Knight check. Going after the h-pawn. Check. Over towards b4. Okay. Get my king to b6. Put my knight around. Check him out of the corner. a7. And queen. Whew! That was a tight finish there at the end. A lot going on, but I got the mate on an empty board after a lot of blindfold mishaps. Starting right away with just thinking queen e7 was bishop e7 instead of queen e7 and taking on f4, and being lucky I only lost a pawn, but I'll take a win. So I guess it's not a bad start to the series, so hopefully it's kind of fun and you like it, and I'll try and create some more of these videos, and especially I hope that my students can enjoy this and get some further thoughts on things that we're talking about in lessons.